So to talk about what this means, especially here in Colorado, I'm joined by our 9 News political expert from the Democratic side, James Mejia, and from the Republican side, Kelly Maher. Always good to see both of you. James, let's start over there. The Biden administration has a lot to tackle, but now with the Senate also in play, what would make Joe Biden a successful president?
Well, he's taking an aggressive agenda already. He is in the Oval Office today. His priorities include health with a national policy on COVID, including mandatory masks in federal buildings, a national plan to roll out vaccinations. In international relations, he's ending the travel ban on predominantly Muslim countries. In the environment, he's going to end the Keystone Pipeline. And in one that straddles environmental and international relations, we're rejoining the Paris Climate Accord. And then finally, in domestic policy, he's protecting dreamers, those immigrants and sons and daughters of immigrants that have basically been raised in this country. And so following an aggressive agenda like that and focusing on policy is, I think, something that will make him a very successful president representing the entire country.
Kelly, a big word we've been hearing over the last 2 weeks, an important tone in the United States, has to do with unity. And we're hearing it from both sides of the aisle. But does the Republican Party itself need to find internal unity in the post-Trump era?
Oh, I think that's certainly the case. There is no question that, especially over the last several weeks, some of the fissures that were laying right underneath the surface have come out, and we need to figure out what the future of the Republican Party looks like. And those conversations need to be had internally, and it's certainly going to be an existential crisis. You know, there was potentially an opportunity back in October and November to put that conversation off an additional 4 years, but Donald Trump did not win re-election, and so that conversation needs to be happening right now for Republicans.
So Kelly, then from a broader term, let's say the Republican Party can find or can't find unity. How does it in fact then get what it wants or needs out of what is now a Democratic presidency?
Well, you know, the Senate is still 50-50. It's not, even with what happened in Georgia, still not a huge mandate. And so I'm concerned about, especially with what we're seeing is right out of the bat, an overreach. And I think that President Biden has billed himself as a moderate, and he should continue to talk and act as that.
James, we're going to get into confirmation hearings in the Senate, and they will, of course, be a test for both parties, as will the impeachment trial. Do you expect that to be a bit of a litmus test to see about any cooperation across the aisle, specifically in the Senate?
Well, first of all, President Biden is at a distinct disadvantage because the Trump administration did not allow a transition plan to take place, including the confirmation of cabinet members. Biden will have one, we're hearing, by the end of the day. But that compares to several from previous administrations. And so the lack of cooperation kind of inhibits his ability to move quickly. But listen, President Biden is going to want to avoid the Senate hearing with regard to impeachment. He's going to want to get on to the business of the day. He wants to focus on unity. As Kelly mentioned, there is a split Senate, a 50-50 Senate with a tie only going to Vice President Kamala Harris. So there's got to be cooperation that inhibits President Biden's ability to move very quickly. So cooperation and collaboration is going to be the rule of the day, I believe.
So, Kelly, let me ask you then about that impeachment trial that is going to hit the Senate. Are we going to see cooperation, collaboration, or will this instead be another examination of how divided the parties can be?
Well, I think James is right. I actually don't necessarily think that going back to the past benefits anyone, and Republicans sure are going to want to do it, and I don't think Democrats are either. So, but back to the cabinet positions, I think that the thing is Biden has billed himself as a moderate, which is great. But many of his cabinet selections thus far don't indicate that that's what we're going to see from the administration. So I am hopeful that what we will see is more in alignment with his rhetoric. I thought today, actually, frankly, for somebody who kind of likes my government boring, was perfect. That was a great speech. It was exactly what we need. And so I'm 100% with James. I think that everybody who is looking for just maybe boring government will enjoy Biden maybe not taking it as far to the left as his cabinet picks thus far have indicated.
Well, we will see what happens over these next couple of weeks. It all starts very quickly. It is always good to visit with both of you, James Mejia and Kelly Maher. Thanks again.